Can anyone be an animal communicator? Or is it an inborn superpower, some magical gift that only some people have? Well, by now, if you have reached to this point, you must have realized that animal communication is a practice that is open to all. The practice itself is very simple. It's about becoming empty, being open to receiving information. And it does not need some hidden superpower. Anyone can do it. All you need is the intention that you want to do it, and you need practice. Practice is the key, because the more you practice, the better you get at it. There is one catch. There is a group of people who are really not going to be animal communicators. And if you are on this call, if we even clicked the link, even if you have not signed up, then you are not one of them. Who are those people who will never be animal communicators, who will never receive anything from an animal? Remember, we spoke about animal communication and how it is a heart-to-heart connection. We build a bridge from our heart to theirs. Now, there are certain belief systems, cultural, social, religious, which creates a sense of hierarchy. Humans are more spiritual. Animals, they are not spiritual. Some will say they are ignorant. If you have a belief system which creates this kind of a hierarchy, there is no connection. Connection can only happen when you are equal. But the moment you say, oh, you poor animal, you don't know, you broke the connection. Also, sometimes there are people who will go the other way. Animals are wise teachers, ascended masters, angels. It is possible that some of them are, very possible, but not all. And again, if you enter animal communication with this, you're not going to be receiving clear communication. Also, there is the other aspect. Very often, we look upon animals with a sense of pity. We call it compassion, but compassion is, 99% of the times, compassion is pity. We have pity on them. Pity is, again, something which creates an up and down thing. We are looking down upon them. Oh, you poor thing. Oh, you poor baby, you have suffered so much. In my classes with my teacher, Joan Ranquet, she had this system of fining students whenever they say poor baby. You don't look upon animals as poor babies. In fact, you don't even look upon them as babies, not by default, which is why I also do not encourage the term pet or pet parents. They are not pets. They are not objects that we pet. They are same as us. And therefore, we may not be parents at all. Not by default. Some, yes. Some cats and dogs will actually look upon you as a parental figure. But that is not a default setting. My cat Timothy, he calls me Idee. When you create this sense of equality, that is when the communication happens. And you move from a state of compassion/pity to a state of respect. You respect them for who they are. The dog who barks madly at everyone, you respect the dog for who the dog is. The cat who is very sensitive, who hides whenever the doorbell rings, respect that cat, respect that decision. And then move from respect to a state of appreciation, a sense of deep appreciation for another being, for being part of their lives. When you start appreciating those little things, the sensitivities, the little quirkiness, the little weird behaviors, you really start developing that sense of appreciation. That is when not only are you equals, but your bond will shift in magical ways. I have this quote, it's by Henry Beston, it is one of my favorite quotes, so I'm going to read this out to you. We need another and a wiser and perhaps a more mystical concept of animals, remote from universal nature and living by complicated artifice. Man in civilization surveys the creature through the glass of his knowledge and sees thereby a feather magnified and the whole image in distortion. We patronize them for their incompleteness, for their tragic fate, for having taken a form so far below ourselves, and therein do we err. For the animal shall not be measured by man. In a world older and more complete than ours, they move finished and complete, gifted with the extension of the senses we have lost or never attained, living by voices we shall never hear. They are not brethren, they are not underlings. They are other nations caught with ourselves and the net of life and time, fellow prisoners of the splendor and travail of the earth.